Hello, hi, and welcome everyone to my channel. This is me, Prem Kumar. In this video today, we are talking about UK payslips, basically why it's important, and I can tell you it's a really important document. At the same time, we'll talk about what should be in the payslip as well, and what's the minimum requirement as per HMRC, as per the government of UK. The idea of this video came from our own experience a few years back when I got a letter from HMRC saying I have paid less tax than I'm due. It was £1,000 differential in terms of tax. And then I had to look into my pay slips for all those months, my form P45, form P60, my HMRC online account, really find out what went wrong. And then I actually disputed that with my employer, which is HMRC, and got it reversed as well. So payslip really helped me to find out what tax I have paid, what was the tax code. I guess that just highlights how important it is in a dispute process as well. But apart from my personal experience, just to highlight, payslip is really important. It can help in many things. For example, it helps with your immigration things. Like if you want to do your renewal of visa, you are required to submit a payslip. If you are doing your ILR, you're required to submit your payslips. If you have any dispute with HMRC or anybody else, you need to provide your payslip to show your NI deduction, NI number, your tax contribution. And at the same time, if you're applying for Schengen visa or any other country visa, you have to provide your payslip to show you have a capability to pay for the trip. So it's really important document as we spoke, and there are of course multiple more uses of this as well. Another major benefit of having a payslips in order is you actually know how much tax you have paid and you have not overpaid or underpaid, because sometimes it can actually happen that your employer has made a mistake. It's not like in a bad faith, but in a good faith, just by mistake they made a mistake. Now you're overpaying, underpaying, and then HMRC sends you a notice eventually. So you can actually track that, and then you can dispute with the employer, you can dispute with HMRC wherever needed, but it just helps to track that down. And in reality, these things happen. People overpay or underpay just because sometimes things are not added on the payslip, sometimes they are missed on the payslips, or sometimes things are just not done right. So it can happen. Having a payslip in front of you and with your form P45, form P60 just helps to see how much tax you have paid, the tax code, deductions, any subsequent deductions should have been made on your payslip like pensions or others. You just track everything. Now talking about, does your employer have to provide you payslip? Yes, they have to. It's a legal requirement. It's written on Government of UK website. Of course, there are few exceptions, like if you're a contractor or freelancer, they don't have to give you payslip. It'll be a separate contract, of course. And then there are some job categories which are, for example, police or maybe crew member in fishing industry. There are of course few exceptions, but generally your employer has a legal obligation to provide you with a payslip. It can be in a paper form, it can be online, and they have to provide that mandatory. So the next thing then is what should be actually shown in your payslip as a minimum legal requirement. So Government of UK on the website requires that the payslip should have your base salary, which is your gross salary, and then any allowances, and then you have to show all the deductions. Deductions can be national insurance, your taxation payments, or any season loan you have taken, or any other work schemes you have done. So you have to show all the deductions, and then your pension contributions as well. So all should be shown in your payslip as well, and then what's the net number. And of course, if you are working on an hourly basis of job, then it should also show how many hours you have worked in that payslip as well. So this has to be minimum legal requirement. So far we talked about the legal requirements, but of course payslips usually have a lot more, if especially you are from a sophisticated company which have a system in place. So generic things that we see on payslip and that are usually very important is of course your personal details like your name, and then where you live, your address. And it's really important sometimes in immigration applications like visa application, because the address and the person both are actually put on the payslip, and it just helps to validate the person very well. At the same time, the payslip will have more details like your NI number, your NI category, how much NI is being paid for that month, how much tax is being paid for that month and for the whole year. At the same time, it will also have your tax code. It will also show the tax year. It will also show the date, of course. It will also show the pension contributions, as well as details of your payment account where your salary will be credited. So some other things that might be there depending on circumstances, maybe your sick leave pay, or maybe your maternity, paternity, all those kind of leaves which are actually payable. At the same time, it can have other deductions like you've taken any loan from your company, or you had any sort of workplace benefits which should be deducted from your salary. So it can have a lot more things, but the generic idea is it has to have your personal details, it has to have your tax details, your contributions till date for current month. It will have your actual salary details, all the deductions from start to end, from your gross salary to your net amount that you receive, and it should have literally everything. But the legal requirement is simple. It should have like 3-4 things that we discussed earlier. So to summarize, overall this is really important document. So make sure you actually see your payslips regularly, what's being deducted, what's out there, does it align to your expectation of the tax payment during the year. You can have the HMRC account online, and you can actually track how much tax is being paid over there against your payslip, and see if there's any over under payment as well. There can be mistakes done in genuine faith. It's not always like 100% correct. Mistakes do happen, and if you actually keep track of your tax payments and I payments, you will be able to see if there will be any issues going forward. Hopefully this helps. Thanks so much for watching.